Well, generally in law enforcement, we see people on the worst day of their lives. It was a classic scenario of a good person that made a bad decision. My name is Ryne, and this is my story. My first encounter with Miss Wright was in April of 2012. I was just on routine patrol, and I noticed a vehicle that was stopped at a green light, and I sat through a cycle of a green light. The vehicle never moved. I put on my lights and I went and approached the vehicle and found Miss Wright behind the wheel. She had fallen asleep with her foot on the brake. The car was still running and in drive. Ultimately, I arrested her for driving while impaired. I arrest a lot of people for driving while impaired, and a common theme that you see is people get very defeated. They seem very defeated, like this is the end of their life and there is no life beyond being arrested for driving while impaired. I gave her some words of encouragement. I told her, don't let this defeat you. Don't let this define you. This is not who you are.
I had not seen Officer Doxey since my arrest. And I was driving down Chapel Hill Road and he was directing traffic, and I was like, oh my gosh, that's the officer that arrested me. So I went back and I just said, I know you don't know who I am, but this is what happened. And then I pulled over a little bit further. We talked a little bit about it, and he's like, I'm glad to see that you're doing well. I did tell him that I was sober for 9 months, and I wanted him to know that what he said to me that night meant a lot to me, that he took the time to counsel me, if you will, to get better.
It was like finally, for once in my career, it was validated. What I did actually made a difference in somebody's life, and somebody recognized that. And it was very touching to me.
Thank you so much for taking care of me that night and saying the words that you said. They resonated with me, and like I said, you are a part of my story, and you will always be a part of my story.
Thank you.
See the stories.
Learn the lessons.